All right, we're live. Good. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to go, if I can remember. How to go live on Instagram, which I actually just did yesterday, so I don't know why. Can't remember. Okay, so we are in 2019. Okay, so success should be raining down. I am fresh out the shower. I am fresh finished with work. I'm ready to relax. We're going to do some cards. We're going to talk about what's happening in this upcoming year. Okay. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to go through the signs, and then I might throw out some cards at the end. If you guys want to get a personal reading from me, you can email me at theharlequincafe@gmail.com, and I will give you a private reading. We can talk about number of cards, number of minutes, number of rates, but basically, I can throw you a 36 card reading. Okay, in about 30 minutes. Hook you guys up. Here in Orlando, I noticed that the way that the ball drops here is a little bit different than some other places. Once the ball drops here in Orlando, people like party for an hour, then they go to bed. It's like, hey, at least it got quiet fast. All right, so I'm well rested. How about you? All right, here we go. Let's get started. So I'm going to go through the signs. Basically, we're going to do kind of a year forecast and figure out how you are going to be able to really kind of connect to the new you that's inside and waiting for the you that's waiting for you here in 2019. So the question is about what's the key to unlock the secrets that you have, the secrets that you keep. We're going to start with the first sign, the birthday sign, and that is going to be the Capricorns. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys who have come repeatedly. Thank you guys who have gotten private readings from me. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Okay, ringing my bell, baby. Okay, so you know when I'm going live. And here we are with fresh new energy. I'm just really excited for January 5th. I'm just really excited for this new moon, and I'm really excited for this eclipse, and just a positive shift for some of us who've been struggling. Okay, you guys can check me also on Instagram for the daily pull. I pull a couple cards for you guys there, and you guys will be able to find me here on YouTube, throwing out cards all the time. All right. So here we go. Let's set it up with some Capricorn. And these are going to be a basic 4-card read to help understand where we are starting and how we can tap into our new selves and where we're headed. Okay, so Capricorn, you actually got a double card pull here at the beginning. So Capricorn, when we are really looking at some of the things that's going on, I've got the card of Capricorn in reverse, which is the double card, and I've got the 9 of Swords right here that came out also at the same time. At the bottom of the deck, we're seeing that there is potentially an offer of some kind of commitment, of some kind of I almost feel like a gift. Okay, someone like a late Christmas gift, a late financial gift, or an offer of money that needs to be exchanged, and money that needs to someone offering to do business, or to someone offering to collaborate, to trade coins with you for some reason. Okay, and just issues of communication being right here. Now, this could be money that is actually owed to a loved one, or some kind of money settlement that comes out as we're entering this year and communicating about this settlement with loved ones. Okay. So when we're looking here at the Devil reversed, this is about basically coming out of our own bondage. When we're here across, this is coming out of really letting other people's opinions, words, comments, and their influence affect you and start to steer your direction throughout this year of 2019. Capricorn, with the double reverse, we're kind of looking at Capricorn reverse, okay? This is someone who's being heavily affected as a Capricorn. This is someone who's being heavily affected by thoughts and their own feelings of a lack of power, a lack of domination, a lack of control and forethought, their own failures, their own challenges throughout the year. The times that Capricorns have felt as if that they have not been grounded and that they have not been centered on their own personal success. Okay. So this is a challenge for Capricorns coming into 2019. You guys are being crossed here again, like I said, by this 9 of Swords, which, you know, again, this is just really that concept of letting other people's words and other people's influence and other people's intentions start to sway you, and you being kind of moved around by these people, when in truth you should be a dominating force in your own life. Okay, you should be the dominating force. Okay, and you should be having your own sense of control over your own life and over the people who are under you and the people who depend on you. However, that's the challenge for you guys here. Okay, so now we're coming here to the next position, and I'm seeing that as we're hitting the next section of the year, the spring, you know, this is, as you're entering the spring, there's going to be a time of self-reflection and healing. There's going to be a time of really starting to recalibrate your life direction, recalibrating your relationships with people that are present and those who are beyond, thinking about what your legacy is and what you're actually going to leave behind you, and what you've actually done thus far, and what kind of headway you've made. As you guys are entering the summer, we've got a challenge here. Okay, we've got the 8 of Swords. Now, again, swords, and devil. Okay, so you know, Capricorns, you're going to have an interesting year. I urge you all to check your astrology, especially related to the eclipse that's happening in Capricorn this month. So, you know, as we're entering the summer, I'm seeing Capricorns who are some Capricorns are facing some situations that they didn't expect. I feel like it could be a wild ride for some of you. I feel as if some of you are in situations that you created yourself, or in situations that, again, you're feeling this sense of bondage, okay, to other people's ideas and other people's notions that shouldn't be. I've got the devil reversed, okay, which can generally be hopeful, but I feel as for Capricorn, if I was a Capricorn, I wouldn't want my cards reversed. But as a Capricorn with this card reversed, hey Paloma, Happy New Year. Okay, Happy New Year. Okay, if I was a Capricorn with my card reversed, I would be concerned about that. Okay, and then again, seeing with the 9 of Swords here and the 8 of Swords, this is, again, like I said, you're being affected by the things that people say, being affected by things that aren't necessarily true, or some kind of like situations that you've kind of negotiated yourself into some kind of like a corner, into a difficult situation. So that's what I really think for Capricorns, is that you've got to get to this future that you can see in the winter, when we come around again this time next year, and for you to see your own personal success, is that there's got to be a certain self-liberation. Okay, Capricorns, you're stuck somehow. Okay, somehow you're stuck. Okay, and it could definitely be related to relationships. Okay, and relationships and money, dealing between interpersonal relationships, family relationships. So I think that's going to be the key for you to really keep your head down and watch things, is by not being affected by interpersonal relationships. So this is an interesting spread here. So good luck, Capricorns. Please contact me for personal reading regarding any of this information. I really feel as if you can definitely pull yourself out of this. I feel like you can reverse the tide of this kind of negativity. I think it's going to take several seasons for you to work this out. And I think that what you ultimately need to do is rely on your training, rely on your skill set, and be very focused on just how can you attract more money and more career success to yourself. I think that's going to be the key for Capricorns. Okay. Yeah, contact me for a personal reading. That is a really challenging way to start the year. That's one of the reasons I want to do Capricorn first, because you guys are hitting your eclipse. Okay, so there may be some things that are eclipsed out. Yeah, I'm very curious to know. So you guys let me know if any of that resonated and what your plans are. Okay, how are you setting your intentions? Maybe you check out my intentions video. See how you can set your intentions so you can thrive this year. Okay, all right, let's see what we got next. Okay, so we are going to hit up Aquarius, okay? And it's so cool to have the Capricorns and Aquarius and Pisces first instead of last. You see these readings, I'd be like, oh my God, if I was a Pisces, I'd also have to rewind to the end and miss everything. All right, let's see. Aquarius. Let's see what Aquarius is entering in 2019. Okay, see how we can set it off right. See what kind of energies are coming in here for you. This is how you can find the new you. Okay, that new you, that old you, that inner child. Okay, reveal your shadow. Let's see what we got for Aquarius. Reveal the truth about yourself and be more honest. Okay. So, okay, cool. Okay, I feel more positive about this one. I feel as if Aquarius, you guys are definitely overcoming and surviving. You've survived this last year. You've survived some dramatic situations and I don't want to say attacks, but you survived something that has put you in a bit of a this Harley country out here. Everybody loves those Harleys. It's put you in a bit of a state of self-reflection and a bind, something that has happened in 2018 that is just giving you a sense of clarity and a renewed sense of just vision and a new perspective on the world and how you want to approach things. I think that you are starting going into the year with really kind of thinking about things that have been given to you, favors that have been done for you, and what needs to be, and how you got to this point. If someone has been doing favors for you, and it's just important to settle debts. Okay, I would say it's important to settle debts, financial debts, but mostly emotional debts, and thinking about the people that have helped you through your hard time and how can you reconnect with those people and appreciate them. So as you're discovering yourself in this year, it's really about finalizing and closing out the debts and the usury that's kind of happened throughout the last year. Here I've got the Three of Pentacles reverse. Now, when I see this card, a lot of people say third party, stuff like that. But what I really feel for this, as we're coming into the, as you guys enter the spring, I think that it's just really going to be about paperwork and documents, and really having your own sense of validity, where people really understand that you may be doing something different, you may be doing something unique and artistic, but that it actually works. You have to really sell yourself, I think, in the spring. I think that you've got to, let people know that your unorthodox way of doing something is still highly effective. Okay, you have a new perspective on things, and you may be able to see a completely innovative way to build a house, so to speak. So that's what you're really going to have to do, is persuade people that you can actually perform the job, even though it's in an unorthodox way, even though there may be doubts and kind of naysayers around you and people a little bit suspicious. That's okay. Do your work, do your job. Okay, in the summer, I think that you guys are um, just walking to a new place of honesty. Okay, honesty with yourself and honesty with the world. Okay, I think that those of you who I feel this kind of coming out of the closet kind of concept coming here. Okay. So those of you who are Aquarius and you need to reveal something about yourself, I think that by the summer, you're going to be feeling emotionally stable enough to reveal that truth about yourself. This could also be in something that you've been working on that you were revealing. This could be, like I said, part of this larger project that people are a little bit suspicious about, but you are now able to have your debut. Okay. I think that you also want to generate some buzz, if you can, generate some hype around this revelation. Okay. If this is a positive revelation, generate some hype so that you can get an audience. If this is a negative revelation, then you really want to consider who is the audience that you deliver this message to. How do you slowly roll out this identity, this new identity of yourself? And share it in a way that's really tactful and that people aren't necessarily threatened by. Okay, it's like overcast and cloudy. Coming to the winter, yeah, I think that coming through to the winter, I think that you guys are Aquarius is going to be in a place where they're actually able to, instead of feel as if people are judging them, that they're going to be able to judge situations. And I think that you're going to look at situations and you're going to say, you know what, this actually isn't for me. This isn't for me anymore. And be able to wash your hands of different people, of different obligations, different mental attitudes that have actually, I want to say that have been a little immature, juvenile, and that the ultimate thing here is that you are going to return to power. So you're going to be reflecting this time next year on the things that have happened, that are happening now. So in a year's time, remember, so a lot of these energies are going to be returning for you. Okay. So as these energies return, Aquarius, you really need to really say, this is how it happened last time. This is how it's going to happen this time. Okay. I'm not going to be this immature person for you. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to move away from this problem. I'm going to reorganize, reevaluate. But this is basically like realizing that you're just not satisfied with some of these authors and some of these people around you. And then you're going to really make the change. So let this year, you're going to need to grow a thick skin. Okay, Aquarius, this year you're going to need to grow a thick skin. You're going to become stronger out of that. You're going to be able to have a greater sense of resilience, a greater sense of your own personal identity. You're going to have a greater sense of your own freedom, because you're going to be free from the things that you owe others. Okay, so tease yourself out of that scenario. Okay, so, and you guys can continue to follow me on Instagram because I will be doing the daily pull there for a couple of cards a day, and really kind of set a rhythm for yourself. Okay, let's hit up on some Pisces. Okay, you guys can hit me up for a private reading. You can email me at the Harlequin Cafe. Okay, let's see what we got on Pisces. New year, new you. Okay, and we and don't think that just because there are challenges, I just read the Aquarius and we just read Capricorn. Don't think just because there are challenges that those are bad things. We're clearly in a position from 2018 to 2019 of massive transformation, personally, culturally, globally. There is a huge revelation, and what I feel a little bit that the Aquarian reading has a global effect to it, because I think that at the end of this year, we are all going to say, like, these things are facts and this is fiction. These things are important and these things are not important. Like, people are going to have a real serious feeling about their climate change and about some of these social justice issues, and we're gonna be some real major changes, I think, that are happening this year. All right, let's go up to Pisces. I got my door open. My neighbor's like, "Who is that guy? Who is that voodoo dude?" All right, here we go. Probably smells like incense. Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Okay. You're coming out of the year with really needing to just let go of the year, let go of material things, let go of stuff. Do not stop the flow of commerce. Do not stop the flow of business. Do not hold on to things, because these pentacles, instead of being yours, they need to wash into the city. They need to come to the people. Okay. You need to be coming out of this, letting your money flow, paying off debts, letting your, okay. Yeah, letting your money flow, paying off debts, getting your money to move. You really need your money to move, not necessarily just be sitting on it. I think the more you sit on material things from 2018, you, instead of either liquidating or transforming it or getting your money to move somehow, then you're going to start to see the same problems associated with those things and with that money. Okay, I think one easy way for Pisces to banish a lot of the last year is to get that money to move. Now, I kind of feel like people should be selling, maybe if you want to redecorate or something, but selling furniture, selling things off, transforming things back into money, and then from that money repurchasing and retooling yourself so that it's more appropriate for the year and the current situation. What I see here also at the bottom of the deck is the Lovers and the Devil together. So I see two angels here. And some people say the angel of freedom, some people say Satan, some people say whatever. But and we also see this angel of love here. Some people say Raphael. Okay, so this just speaks to the Piscean duality. Okay, and that this yin and yang kind of energy flowing, things being about balance between light and dark, good and evil, about the shadow and the inner child, the shadow. I call it the shadow, the inner child, and the that higher self, that holy guardian angel. So there is a distance that needs to be bridged within the Piscean mind between the subconscious and the conscious. There needs to be something that is bridged between that fragile, gentle child who is all-powerful God inside of you that makes your shadow, and the aspiration of yourself, what you could be and what you can become, and what the highest that you can become. So there needs to be something that's bridged. And I think that releasing of these physical things is going to be a secret that is going to help you out there. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was going to be sunny today. All right. Here we go. So you are leaving 2018 basically feeling as if, yeah, I feel like there was some unfinished business. I feel like there's sometimes you didn't get your point across. You felt like maybe this last year. I feel like you're going to be entering this new year, Pisces, where you actually need to ground and ground your ideas, ground the things that you want to say, commit things to paper, edit, revise, and really be able to come back with something that's solid so that your mind isn't changing, your feelings aren't changing. You need to anchor yourself and anchor your intellect and anchor your thoughts and your arguments so that they are cohesive and they are consistent and they are rational and that they are clear of emotional static and noise. Okay. I think that if you're a Pisces, yeah, you're going to have to really just bring a lot of this emotional tumult and mental tumult. You need to bring it down. You need to be a bit more grounded. I think that as you're entering that springtime here, you are Yeah, I think finding a foundation. I think the more I think that with release is going to bring blessings in. I think the more that you let go and you release, the more that you will reap later. I think that it's a time of yeah, just realizing that you are not alone and realizing that you actually have a solid foundation and realizing that you actually have something to offer. I think that you're going to realize that you're actually more grounded than you realize because I keep saying realize, but because you're living in this emotional mental world that you are actually not noticing, wow, things are actually okay. Things are actually stable. I actually have something I can build off of. I don't have to be afraid to let these things go. I don't have to be afraid to transform. Okay, and bridge that distance between heaven and hell. Okay, I think that as we're coming to the summer, this is Leo reverse, so this is also time of the summer. Yeah, you know, especially with the double here, I kind of feel like it's a lack of willpower. I think in the summer you may have some challenges with your own vices and your own hangups, and you know, kind of falling back into some difficult behavior. I think that you can easily overcome that by realizing that you have a certain grounding like that you established in the spring. I think that by setting your habits and setting your intentions in the spring and designing habits, that these things will carry you through your temptations and some of the themes that you play out as you enter the summer. I think that you may also conversely have some relationships and a lot of sexual interactions and just have a fun summer of love, but you don't want it to be like that you're caught up in the party and caught up in these this kind of carnal physical energy that you may see this summer. You want to still have that sense of grounding and focus. So I think that could be a challenge in the summer, is keeping that grounding focus, maintaining your kind of sense of poise and equilibrium, and realizing that overall this year you are trying to bridge that gap. Try to bridge that gap, okay? And connect with yourself, love yourself, and love and be in love with the things that you love. Like there shouldn't be things where you say, oh well, I hate my weight, and oh I hate my age, and oh I hate my house, blah blah blah. Like you need to start to love the worst parts of yourself. You have to love yourself, warts and all. Okay. Okay. And that's going to resurface. You're going to see some of those warts and some of those difficult things coming up this summer. But I think that if you set yourself up in the spring, you should be able to ride through that summer. As we're coming here to the winter, I think that there's going to be a little bit of reflection here and a little bit of you know, I just don't want you to be caught up in fear. Don't be caught up in fear. Reflect on the things that have happened. Reflect on the trajectory that you've made. If you have not set an intention at this time, and or you may be able to kind of look back throughout the year and say, okay, well, this is where I seem to have been heading, and then you can say, okay, well, this is why I'm going to be successful because I'm just going to keep going that way. And I think that could be key for you. Otherwise, this is going to come up to you where you're like, wait a minute, I spent this whole year not really doing anything. I spent this whole year not really getting set up, not getting really prepared. And, you know, I spent this whole year kind of hanging out and goofing off. Okay. So that could be good for you if you need to relax. But if you're serious about self-transformation and finding the new you, then you are going to have to really connect with your intention. Okay. All right. So that's Pisces. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. I noticed that some of the cards are reversed right now. Leo, you want to see Leo? Okay, I can jump to Leo. Okay, so what I'll do now then is I'll jump to I'll jump to Leo. Here, I think what I'm going to do actually, Paloma, is I'm going to jump to Cancer and then Leo. Okay, I think that will, simply because I'm a Cancer and a Leo. Uh-oh. Okay, I cannot see anything. Okay, I can see now. All right. Sorry, my entire screen went black and I didn't see anything. Yeah. I was like, okay, here we go. All right, let's see what we got. Let's do Cancer and then Leo, because I'm Cancer and Leo. I'm Cancer Moon, a Leo. And then I'll keep going back that way, and then I'll backtrack for everyone else. Yeah, I do feel like some of these are reversed, but don't worry about reversals, guys. I don't think anyone should be necessarily intimidated by that. We know it's a lot of change going on. So, of course, the energies are going to be right side up and the energy is going to be reversed. It's just a milieu of energy, especially this time of year, especially as the eclipse is approaching. So if we do readings like this, again, they'll probably come out different as the energies settle. Okay. And certain planets are in motion. Okay, check out Cancer. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Okay. All right, Cancer. Cancer. Some challenges at home. Okay. Some challenges with the home life here. And I think that these challenges, though, aren't necessarily sorry about that. These challenges aren't necessarily showstoppers. I think that there are some challenges around home. I think that there may be even the sale of a home. Okay. I think that there may be, some kind of the sale of a home, liquidation of a home, some kind of transfer of a deed or something like that. I think that also here with it may be something that is difficult, something that you don't necessarily want to do, but it's something that you're going to do. You're still going to make. You've got to find a way to turn a profit out of something that you don't want to lose. If this is a home that you don't want to lose, or some kind of foundation, or some kind of family kind of situation, there is a way to turn a profit out of this. There's a way to get a benefit out of this, and this should resonate with you based off of what's happening in 2018. Okay, but at the bottom of the deck, we see two opportunities here. Now, I don't necessarily think that this means missed opportunity. I mean, I feel as if it's like, it's an opportunity, but I don't really like it. Like, it's not necessarily on my terms. I think that's okay. I think even if it's not on your terms, I think that you need to keep your eye on the prize. And the prize is going to be this coin right here, okay? And so if you want to have maybe even breaking ground on a property, building a new house, or selling off an old house, okay? Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Now here again, I see Cancer, okay? Like we just read for Pisces, which is a water sign. Now we're jumping to this Cancer for a water sign, and we're seeing that you're getting some of the similar energy as you're starting this year. An issue of really being connected to the ground and really having your arguments sorted out and really having certain details lined up and penned down so that it's not a problem later. Okay. I think this is some of you who may be dealing with legal things, just kind of, I almost feel like it's just getting things out of the way. Even if you have legal things, legal documents, legal proceedings, and different people involved, I think that it's just really getting things out of the way. Because here we're seeing the end of conflict, we're seeing the end of fighting, we're seeing the end of relationship. Okay, and coming to around this time next year, where you're feeling more. This is probably early winter, where you're just feeling much more grounded and stable, and that you feel as if you are not in this transitional space, but you're actually in a self-nurturing space. I think that when these relationships are ending over the summer, and they're finally being ended, not just like kind of ended, not like, okay, we're separated. This is like it's over, and we're actually cut free from some of the binds that have interlocked us. I think that this is going to be the liberation and the freedom and the sense of peace and the sense of rhythm that you're able to find, where you're able to have a lot of self-care. You're able to be very nurturing to your family and to your children. And I think that you're going to have your own sense of a fertile kind of winter. I think that in general, though, Cancers, you guys are just going through the motions of this year. A lot of the things that have happened last year were big. Okay, for me, they were big and really enormous. Okay, so I think that a lot of this is going to be just a lot of stuff is going to be grounded and anchored in the paperwork getting done, and like a lot of this, a lot of the prep work getting finished. I think that some of these things aren't going to bother you. Some of the things that you've been arguing about and being said, I think that it's going to be an opportunity for you to have a new vision in a new way. That's why I like this guy right here, having a new vision in a new way and saying, hey, I know what to do. And the best thing to do is walking away from fights and walking away from these negative situations and just letting things die as they need to. Stop watering weeds. Okay. Stop watering weeds. Stop feeding into it emotionally. Stop feeding into it psychically, magically, any kind of thing that you're doing that is all this negative stuff. Let it go. Let it go. Because the more you let it go, the closer you're going to come to having this greater sense of success. Okay. Just because you want things on your terms and it's going to make you a little sad, like, oh, well, I didn't want to sell my house for that much, or I wanted to X, Y, and Z this, then that's okay. As long as you let it go, that's the important thing. Okay, get something out of it. Once you get something out of it, that is going to be seed money or a catalyst for the rest of the year. Okay, and you're going to really start to see the people fall away. These problems fall away. The less you water and feed that problem, the more you nurture yourself, Cancer, the less you're defensive and living in a problem, then the less there will be a problem. Okay, the more you change your mind and live and exist in a way that is abundant and stable and loving, like self-loving, then I think that you're going to be more successful, and I think it's going to really manifest, and it's going to really be true. Okay, so that's the thing. It's just got to put your eye on the prize, and then that prize is going to come to you. You just got to be willing to shed all the things that are coming from last year that you actually don't need. All right, Paloma, let's see what we got for Leo. You're Leo too. When's your birthday? I'm August 7. I hope are you August 7? Oh my God. I saw you in another room. Oh, July 24. Okay. I forgot. Oh, I saw you in Gabriel's room. I love that guy. I didn't make the live, but I saw your name there. I was like, I know her. I love Gabriel. He was talking to me about my house, actually this time last year. Yeah, I was asking if I was going to sell my house, and he pulled a card. I forgot what he pulled. Oh, he pulled the 8 of Pentacles. I think reverse or something, or the 7 of Pentacles reverse. And he's basically, long story short, he was like, basically like, no, you're not going to sell your house. And then lo and behold, my house caught fire. And we haven't sold that house. So yeah, I had a lot of drama around that. And that's some of the stuff I'm talking about for Cancer. But okay, let's see what we got for Leo, the Lion. I wonder what your summer's going to look like, Leo. What the heck, man? Okay, so at least the cards are right side up, but this isn't my favorite right side up set of cards. Okay, so the ones that are upside down. Okay. Let's just start at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck, we see the 3 of Cups, okay, reverse. So this again is about self-differentiation. This again is about being part of groups and affiliations that's not going to work out going into the next year. Okay, we have third-party situations that are affecting relationships. Okay. Other people's families, other people's friends, other lovers, things like that, that have brought you down emotionally, perhaps. And that we're trying to get out of that. Also, when I see I'm stopping at my first major here, and I'm seeing that I feel almost like justice is going to have pity on you, and you're going to be turning to either to there's a potential that you could be turning to the court system. You could be turning to a powerful female figure. You could be turning to a Libra. You can be like I said, turning to a judge, and that judge is going to have compassion and pity upon you. Whoever that other person is, that someone with some kind of power influence over your year is going to really recognize that you've been through it in a difficult way, and that they will see that effort, and they will see what work has been put in, and that will be honored, and that will be understood. They will see the betrayal. They will see things are going to be pretty clear to them. They're going to see the betrayal, because we're leaving out of this year, Leos, with this Seven of Swords. Okay. So this impish, a little bit treacherous kind of vibe. Where people feel smug and people feel superior to you, and people are treating a situation as if they have a lot more power and authority than they do, that they have a lot more privilege than they actually have, because they actually don't have this privilege. They actually don't have the right to do some of the stuff that they're doing. And I think that the judge is going to see that. And I think that whoever this judging entity is going to see that, and is going to be really interested in those details. They're going to be interested in the different players. They're going to be interested in the different parties. Someone is going to really be watching some stuff play out. So Leo's got to really carry themselves with tact. You've got to carry yourself like carefully, because people are going to be watching. Okay. We're coming here to, this isn't the final showdown necessarily, but this is the confrontation. This is the confrontation about what has happened as you're entering that springtime. Okay. This is a confrontation about stuff that's happened. And I think that you don't want to necessarily be super focused on it, as far as fixated on that. But I think that once this kind of confrontation happens and people are calling the carpet for what's happened, that you then are going to be like, okay, well, now what? Now what? I've confronted them. I've had the issue. The truth has come out. Okay. About sneaky behavior. I'm going to call you on what's going to happen. And now you're going to be like, now what? Because now I've got options. Because now you either have a new sense of freedom, a new sense of creativity, a new sense of aspiration, and you're coming into going to be able to end the year with major change and a major sense of peace and resting, and a major I just want to say dark release, but it's not dark. It's like a golden release, like a dawn, like a sun rising. So it's like dark, but it's like a release of the night. It's like a dark release, like that kind of idea. Like you're releasing darkness, you're releasing the night, you're releasing these things so that you can have this kind of like new born again experience. I think that you are going to have options. Okay. Definitely options here, Leo, where you realize that you can go anywhere and do anything and be anyone. And that, I feel like you are going to dictate your own transformation versus 2018 dictating your transformation. I think that 2018 dictated a lot of transformative details for us. But I think towards the end of the year, we are going to have the power. We are going to have the opportunity. We're going to be able to stand up for ourselves. Okay? You're going to really be able to stand up for yourself. And then you're going to be able to weed out your options, and or even make catalog options and list things that you can do and have available to you. And then at the end of it, though, it's going to be like, okay, I am like a whole new creature. I think this year, I think just a butterfly analogy, like last year, we were caterpillars, and we're going through and we're doing the hustle. We're doing all this like crazy work. We're eating everything. We're doing everything that we've got to do. Everything that we were supposed to do, you're doing it. Okay. And I think that we're going to go through this year as kind of a cocoon stage where we're actually kind of like left to our own devices. We're able to kind of like get ourselves sorted out. And then by the end of the year, you're going to be a whole new thing. Okay. You're going to just be like a whole new person. Okay. I think Leo is going to really be able to have a great sense of self-discovery. And I think that it's a lot of this looking internally, looking at these internal feelings, working these things out and realizing, wait a minute, I'm not that person anymore. Okay, over from 2018 to 2020, you're going to be a new person. Okay, is that making sense, Paloma and Leos? I hope in general. Okay, so I think that's something that you can look forward to, and I think that again, what's important here is setting intention. Design your evolution. Say what you want to be. Okay, say who you want to be. Okay, become something. Become something on purpose. Okay. All right. Libra. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I'm about to hit up on Virgo. I got this. Neighbor. Lisa, tell Lisa to go to my house. Tell Lisa to go to my house. I'm not about to put her on blast. I got my door open though. Happy New Year. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Let's hit up on Libra. No, I'm sorry. Let's hit up on Virgo. I'm going to hit Libras up. No, it's funny. Put the rat in hood rat. That's all right. Somebody is a certain type of people you can see from a mile away. You're like, let me cross the street. Stop talking trash here. All right, here we go. Let's hit on Virgo. Okay. Ooh, I wish I was on Virgo. Okay, Virgo. I think 2018 was a bit of a stall. Okay, I think that 2018 you might have had some challenges manifesting. I think that also maybe having some challenges with staying on a higher vibration and not doing, being manipulative and trying to handle people in the way that you want to handle them. I think that, Virgo has had plans and designs and have been trying to make them manifest in different ways. However, it's been a challenge. And I think a lot of that is probably astrological. Okay, so as these planets move and shift, you're going to see new doorways open. Okay, you're going to see new opportunities open. Okay, you're coming up here. Now, this could also be a younger person involved, younger male with the female energy. Okay, but who is attracted to you. Okay, that you've either maybe turned away. Okay, but I think that Virgo is going to be coming in abundance and creativity, that they're going to enter this year just fully present and empowered and highly creative and really able to birth things into this year. I think that you're going to be maybe a little bit more mentally organized than some of the other signs I've already seen, and really able to set intentions in a way that's going to really work out for you. Okay, because coming up after that is you've got the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, with the 10 of Pentacles, you are going to see a spring, summertime of bounty, of success, of satisfaction. I think you're going to have a lot of pieces in place. I think a lot of things that were stagnant before are actually going to start to manifest and be grounded and be real. You guys don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring my bell. Okay. I think that you're going to really be able to have this great sense of grounding and great sense of accomplishment, and that You're going to be the queen. You're going to be the queen of the castle. Okay. Now, this could be people having babies. This could be a growing family. This could be healing, a family healing. This could be someone who's stepping up as a matriarch and able to, yeah. Oh, you've got like some powerful queen energy here. Okay. Standing up as a matriarch and able to help organize and heal some family dynamics. I think that when we are seeing the Queen of Cups here, I think this is just a job. This is the feeling of a job well done when you're entering toward the late summer, fall time. I think it may, there may actually be a lot of rain wherever you are. And if you can take advantage of that rain somehow, literal, actual raining from the sky, like rain. And I think that if you are able to either have certain seeds or certain things prepared beforehand, you are going to see that also take off and be really successful. So if you're into gardening, plants, flowers, things like that, if you are planning any kind of projects, things like that, I feel like you are going to look back on yourself with like a feeling of job well done, like job well done. Now coming to the kind of winter time here, I think that really you're just kind of going to be expanding. I think you're going to be expanding on your empire. Okay. I think that you're going to kind of transform in a way from this someone who's saying like, wow, I really did a good job and I really feel satisfied with what's been going on. And, you know, I'm really happy that this played out and matured the way it needed to. And now I want to expand on that, and I want to invite others in. I want to open my doors. I want to, you know, have people over. You could be hosting parties. Okay. This could also be a child, a young, not a child, but a young man, a young student who is going out into the world, or a young artist who is leaving home and going out into the world. Okay. I see that these people are not in opposition necessarily, but I think that this is just still something being born from this, this energy, that there is a that the Virgo is able to just create life and send it out. Okay, so it could be people going off to college, people going off to art school, people traveling, maybe someone finding a spiritual calling, a younger person, and you know, saying like, actually, I want to join a sort of a priesthood or a monastery of some kind, and you know, or some kind of work like that, Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, some kind of volunteer work, and realizing that they're going to be okay and giving them that permission, because they have a solid home base that you've established this year that they can return to. Okay. All right, let's get to Libra. Okay, remember, you guys can hit me up in the emails, theharlequincafe@gmail.com. I will give you a personal reading. These personal readings will also involve Psalms. These will be, you know, about 36 cards. We can talk about different techniques of spellcraft, manifestation, prayers, whatever kind of thing that you need coaching in, as far as your spirituality and your spiritual work, as far as taking yourself to the next level for this year. You know, we can take this in a Judeo-Christian way. We can do it in traditional African religion. We could do, you know, occult, Wicca, high-low magic, stuff like that. I'm all about it. Quantum, mechanics, metaphysics, Kabbalah, all that jazz. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, let's see what we got on Libras. Okay, Libra is very powerful year ahead. Okay, very big, powerful spread. Libras having potentially having offers of love. Okay, some kind of potential contractual agreement, something that is very balanced and harmonized. Now, this is not the Lover's card, okay, which is like, you know, just like the perfect fit, but this is something definitely a workable contract, definitely a workable relationship. possibly something that you received invitation to already. Okay, something that you could have already have received word for, or an invitation to, or an offer for, something that might already be kind of in your mind, something that you've either already manifest and you're waiting on the last piece of it, but something that is already kind of like coming to you is actually going to come to you, and you're going to be able to link up and set it, get it set. Okay. I think that you are entering fresh this year. You are entering fresh. You are entering looking fine. You are entering feeling energized and powerful. You're entering feeling inspired and a sense of wonder. I think that some of you who are in fashion are going to be looking awesome. I think that if you are, any kind of like creative area, you're going to actually really be showing your natural talent coming out of this. And yeah, okay. So I think with that, see, here's the kind of like warning here is that when you're working with this natural talent, and when you're getting these offers, and when you're signing these contracts, you want to make sure that there is that it's legit. You want to make sure that you're not being exploited. You want to make sure that things are balanced and fair. You want to make sure that you're getting your voice heard, not just looking at your talent and what you can produce for them, but what is coming back to you as far as monetary, any kind of material gain, any kind of support that is needed, that things are fair, and that you are not the only one, and everyone's resting on your raw talent and your laurels. Like you have the potential to have kind of a celebrity status, a celebrity flair. And what you want to do is not be that celebrity who has clearly been taken advantage of. Like the one that comes to mind right now, Kesha, poor thing. Whatever happened to her? We all know what happened to her. She was raped by her producer. Okay. And I think she lost in court, and there's some terrible things that happened. And, it's really unfortunate because her, what she had to offer, I'm not a big Kesha fan, but what she had to offer was unique, and that's unfortunate. And so you don't want that raw talent and that raw energy and that raw ability to be sucked up without someone representing you. So you need a strong manager. You need a strong coach. Okay. Now I'm seeing here coming up as you move out of the spring. Okay. You're moving out of the spring and you're moving into the summertime where, I think that a lot of this is going to be refining your craft. A lot of this is going to be a lot of personal study. I think this is really trying to take your raw talent to another level. Now this talent could be this could be an artistic talent, definitely, but this could be any kind of, this could even be a written talent, a literary talent. But this could also be something that transforms into writing somehow. This could be experiences and history and youth that is somehow now translated through maturity and through experience. It's translated into like a book or writing, some kind of intellectual property, something that can give royalties, something where maybe you give the performance and it's recorded and it can play again and again and again, and you can get some residuals from that. But I think that you really want to make sure that you're getting what your cut is. And but I think here this is either going to the studio, this is going back to the drawing board, this is getting into the research, getting into the books. This is especially here with this Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. This is really committing things to paper, a manuscript. Maybe it's not published yet. Maybe no one's heard it yet. But this could be secret writings, like a secret grimoire. Okay, if you're writing anything occult or mystical, this could be you tapping into like a whole nother mystical field and really being able to channel it down and bring it down on paper, or even some kind of skill set. Or revelation or information or something like that, really bringing and channeling it down. Okay. I think this is a really powerful year for Libra, in the sense of that they're going to be highly creative. So I noticed that even with Virgo, is that Virgo and Libra now, this is highly creative, mentally, emotionally fertile, opportunities here. And I think that still it's going to be something that you are something that could stand the test of time if you have your paperwork sorted out. Okay, is this speaking to you, Nina? If you have your stuff worked out, I think that you could be really set up. And I think that it's important to have that manager or that lawyer or that accountant or someone who's very grounded in dealing with the logistics and the paperwork, so that you are able to be creative and really delve into the creativity, delve into like a deep richness to really pull things out and really good. Yeah, I think that it's there's so much inside of you, and there's so much inside of Libras that it's going to be like, if someone can manage some of the logistical things or help you with that and coach you through that, you're going to have that brain power to just be an artist, okay, and to express and to create and to I almost feel like it's not like a fully new creation. It's just like you're either a designer or an actor, and and it's just about your talent, more than you created or invented something brand new. But I think that towards the end of the year, you're going to be really putting your stuff down and saying, well, this is what I actually really want to do. Like, oh, I love acting, but I really want to direct, kind of thing. And I think that, you're going to really just come into your own art, okay, in a more mature way, in a more balanced way, in a way that's anchored, and you've got like people kind of like working with you, where you're clearly the talent and they're clearly the accountant, or they're clearly the manager. They're, and it doesn't have to be, there's no hangups about that, okay? Okay, so now we did Libra, I think. What were we doing? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so subscribe. And if you want to, like I said, email me. I can do 36 cards for you, 37 cards actually. I can do a 37 card read for you. And we can get to the bottom of some of this stuff and be very specific and have it a reading that's super fine-tuned right for you, okay? All right, so here we go. We're gonna hit up Scorpio. Libra, yeah, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Okay. Then I'll go back to my Aries, Gemini. Somebody else I skipped for Paloma. Okay. Yeah, I just did a reading yesterday. I ended up going way long. It was okay. It was a good reading. Okay, I was able to look at major combinations and talk more about the signs involved and things like that. So yeah, private readings are the way to go. Let's hit up some Scorpios. There's this other astrologer. I'm not astrologer. This other tarot reader I watch. She's too cute, but she always says Scorpio. So I always feel like doing that, but I'm not going to do it because I actually don't really like it that much. Kind of annoys me, but it's just stuck in my head. All right, here we go, Scorpio. Scorpio, here we go. Okay, Scorpio, again, with the release. Ooh, again. Wow, so something's going on with water signs because water signs are getting a lot of the same energetic cards here, okay? So again, I see the Four of Pentacles. Again, I see the Four of Wands, and now I see the Devil, okay? So the way that this is really speaking is that it's, again, letting things go, okay? By releasing whatever issue is with the home, the property, the family life, by releasing some of these details in the family life, it actually is going to be more of your prosperity, okay? You're releasing even this old concept of prosperity, because by not releasing that, this is a bondage, okay? Scorpios who are holding on to, and again, this Capricorn energy that keeps coming up with Scorpios and all kinds of Scorpio readings. I'm tired of seeing it. Frankly, I'm so tired of the freaking devil card. I'm so tired. No offense, Capricorns, but I'm so tired of seeing you show up in my readings. I think that with these double fours is just a real sense of stability. I think the fact that you, by letting something go, you're going to really be gaining a greater sense of your own stability and your own sense of, yeah, I say stability because it's like you're afraid. And this is also speaking of fear, okay? You're afraid that you're not going to be stable. But the things that you hold on are actually destabilizing you. The thing you're trying to hold, I feel like Scorpios are holding on to more than they can actually handle and more than they can bear. And that if you continue to hold on to this thing from 2018 into 2019 and not release this physical thing, whatever this material physical thing is, or releasing these funds into where they need to go, like paying who you need to pay and releasing stuff that you're holding on to, especially if you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to pay these bills and I'm going to pay, I'm just going to save my money for something else, or I'm going to do it like this. Like, I think the more that you do that, the more you are actually preventing this, because you're really just living in fear. I think the more you release, the more you're going to just receive your that security that you're looking for, because you're just going to be clearing your plate. And I think the biggest thing for Scorpios is clear your plate. Clear your plate. Okay, we're entering the new year with a sense of just balance, a sense of peace, a sense of healing and harmony, a sense of divine intervention, where you have made it and you've survived and that you've actually been okay. You are looking up in the next season of I still feel like this kind of like I think it's going to be healing this drain. I think that there's something that has been drained. I think that you may need to be investing into something a bit heavily, but once you invest in it, it's going to be worth it. And I think that there is a bit of a sacrifice. Like, okay, I'm going to play the game I don't want to play. I'm going to pay what I don't want to pay. I'm going to do what I don't want to do, because in the end, it's going to work out for me. Okay. So there are going to be challenges and hurdles coming up. They're not going to be insurmountable. They're just going to be things that you kind of are like, I don't feel like doing that. I think some of you are going to be working a lot, Scorpio. I think that there's going to be a lot of realization that you're actually investing in yourself and investing in your own future. Okay. So the more you're able to invest in and put in and stick to yourself and save money and not splurge and, focus instead of, keeping your money moving instead of holding on to your money, like we're seeing here. Okay. Keep your money moving. Okay. And that could be paying things off. That could be moving money into savings. But what it definitely is not, it is not buying new clothes, new shoes, new this, that, and the other. Okay. This is a time of austerity. Okay. Coming up for you in this 2019, because through this austerity, Scorpio, through this austerity, you're going to find glory. Okay. You're going to find glory. Okay. So the more you save, the more you penny pinch, the more you deal with little small obligations, the more you live like, okay, well, I'm just going to like do this on the low. I'm doing this on the low key. I'm doing the cheap version. I'm doing the, the dollar store version of this. Then the more you're going to be able to move those funds in places that they need to be, and that you actually are going to come out of it being clean as a whistle, feeling fresh, feeling energized, because the more that you work, and the more that you channel that money somewhere else, the more you're actually going to learn about how to manage money, the more you're going to learn how to manifest money, the more you're going to learn how to be resourceful. And then when all of those things are finished and all of those things are, all these little things are dealt with, then all of that energy, all of those funds are going to be yours. All of the energy that you've put into something is going to be yours. You are paying yourself. So when you feel like, oh, well, I don't want these funds to go here and I don't want that to go there. And, oh, I feel like I'm really getting drained and oh, I'm going to hold on to this. And, oh, I'm afraid of my own stability. No, I think the more you give, or the more you end up paying, the more you're actually paying yourself. So this is the time to be working on your credit score. Let's put it like that. This is a time to be paying off debts. This is a time to be, consolidating loans. Okay. This is a time to, this is a time to kind of like sell the car off and use those funds for something, buy a cheaper car and use those funds for something else. It's not saying lean times. I'm not saying that these are going to be lean times at all. I'm not saying that you're not going to have money at all. I feel like you're going to have a lot of money. I feel like that money needs to go somewhere and it's not meant to stay in your pocket. Okay. So I think that, but once that money goes where it is, you're still going to have this huge influx of money, and resources. And that's going to be all yours. Okay. You are going to go from 0 to 60 because it's like, wow, that bill is that $500 is mine. That $2,000 is mine now. I can do whatever I want with it now. Okay. And, you may have people asking you for money towards the end of the year. You may have people who see how successful you are. Okay. And then want a piece of that and then want a little bit of that. Okay. And I think that it's going to be important for you. And even as these people are kind of like weaseling through, I think it's going to be important for you to have things on lock. I think it's going to be important for you to keep your cards to your chest in a way. And I think it's important for you to have a certain low-key success. I feel like there's going to be a lot of success. I feel like that success should not be shouted from the rooftops, though. I think that it should be a low-key personal success, and that because you don't want to attract flies. You don't want to attract flies to your banquet. And if you can move those funds somewhere secure, then like a CD or something like that, or some kind of like fund or trust fund or something like that, where it's kind of tied up. I think that's going to be a really good thing because then other people aren't going to be able to get it either. Like if you put it somewhere away where only you can get it in months or a year from now or whatever, then I think that's going to actually insulate you and protect you from this kind of like greedy, gimme kind of feeling that you may feel towards the end of the year. But rest assured, you're going to be the one holding the coin. Okay. You're worried about your stability, but the more you release this, the more you're actually going to be the one who holds the coin. Okay. All right. Come back. Okay. So, all right. Let's see what we got here. I forgot my signs. Let's see where we are. Okay, let me see who I forgot. Okay, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. That's where we're doing. Sagittarius. Oh, let me hit up Saggies. And then we'll sweep back to Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Okay. Sagittarius. Got little flaming horses. Little flaming fillies. Let's see what we got. I'm not closing my door. I'm going to be a witch on purpose. I don't care who stands out there and is like, what's that guy? All right, here we go. Sagittarius. The new you. New year, new you. 2019. Let's see what we got. Wow. You guys, I mean, the shuffling of the deck thing is really real, where it's like, you see me shuffle, and then there's still some of the same cards come out. So I think it's pretty fascinating. Some interesting science here. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, some of you felt like you are coming out of the year a little bit like the shit, like a little bit like hot shit. Like, wow, I've got it. Like I'm on this, that, and the other. Okay. I don't want there to be an ego trip for Sagittarius, but coming out of the year feeling like kind of like positioned, by the gods, like that you are the word of God, like the things that you are doing are actually ordained, and there actually is this. I'm actually feeling this sense of actually, I don't want to say moving away from the family, but there's a big effect that the Sagittarius can have on their family life and is having on their family life. And that Sagittarius, either for good or for not so good, is going to really be able to affect their family life. And that the things that they do are going to have this effect. And we're going to, again, I'm getting this eclipse right here where we see this in the Eight of Cups reverse. I also feel like some boundaries have been crossed that maybe shouldn't have been, okay? And that I almost feel like some boundaries have been crossed that shouldn't have been. There's a feeling of satisfaction, or like that, oh, I almost feel like it's this sanctimonious kind of feeling, and that's what you really want to be careful of. You want to make sure that the things that you're doing, if you're really moving to your family, that is actually for the benefit of your overall family and not just for the benefit of you and ego and just feeling like a hero in the moment. Just because you're placed there by the gods doesn't mean that you've been you can be placed there to do negative things also. So I would say be careful with your family, be tender with your family. Don't overstep boundaries with your family for your own little 15 minutes of fame kind of feeling. But you're basically entering the year in the sense of bondage, mental bondage, and own mental obstruction. But you can free yourself from this, okay? And it looks like you are, because you're moving from the 8 to a 9 of Pentacles, where you're actually feeling moving from this kind of darker energy into the spring, where you're going to feel just much more like yourself, okay? You're going to feel much more mentally stable, mentally secure. There may be some separation from family or loved ones, but I think that's going to be okay. And I think you're going to feel a greater sense of peace because you're not connected in that bondage anymore. I think by, again, releasing, this could be family related, but by releasing family, you are going to feel more of yourself. Or by releasing a loved one or a relationship, you could be possibly feeling like more of yourself. I think ultimately you should be focused more on your money, though, okay? Other than getting involved with family stuff so much, like, and influencing the family, like really paying attention to your own coin, paying attention to your own sovereignty, and the things that you actually make a big impact, and that can actually leave a legacy. I think going into you've got two things going on here. You've got, I don't know, it's kind of like this weird rise and fall, okay, energy for you this year. I feel like we're coming to the summer fall kind of time, feeling abundant, feeling prosperous, feeling that there's property. It could be relationships with father, husband, things like that. But or even someone kind of observing you from a distance, like someone who's kind of like saying, "Wow, that person's really, not bad. Like I kind of see something special right there." But then we're hitting here where we're at the the Page of Wands reverse, and this just has to do with going the mile, going the distance. Okay, do you really have what it takes to bring your message forth, or Yeah, I feel like there's going 0 to 60, and then I feel like some Sagittarians are going from 60 to 0, like really winding down towards the end of the year, really feeling as if a little bit tired, feeling as if maybe some of the way that they started the year off is not exactly how they expected to end it. I feel like people who were feeling like they were really on top of things, feeling as if towards the end of the year that somehow it's like unraveled. And that's kind of a tricky energy. That's kind of a tricky thing. Um, and we don't want to. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys need to contact me for a private reading. I feel like you don't want to live in this kind of ego based attitude where you think everything is great when it's really a bubble. Okay. Don't rest on a bubble. Don't rest where you think, oh, I'm so successful, but this is a total bubble that I'm making all of my money out of. And then, because once that bubble bursts, there's going to be a huge fall, okay, in the energy and the momentum and the status and the things that you own and the things that you can really maintain, because it's going to be like you got to put your money where your mouth is. I think for a moment you're going to be able to sustain it and feel like you're on top of the world, but then when adversity comes, you may not really be ready for the adversity. Okay, you may not really be ready for the struggle that comes from that. So I would just urge you to use a lot of humility. Okay, a lot of humility and using your powers for good and really focusing on establishing your money for the long term. I think there are some karmic things that are going to be happening here. Yeah, I feel like some issues with children. I think there's just some karma. I feel like there's a boomerang coming for Sagittarius. Okay, so if you've sent out negative energy, that stuff's going to be coming right back to you. Okay, and it's going to be from the. Yeah, if you send out some negative energy, it's going to be coming to you. If you've been toxic in the family, or overstepping bounds, or like just doing things that are beyond you in the family, and you're feeling like, haha, I've got the authority to do that. You, by the end of the year, you're going to realize that you don't, and that a lot of that stuff is going to boomerang on you. Whether that specific situation comes back, it turns out to be a negative thing for you, or you start to see the same thing happen to you from someone else, that they do the same thing to you. I feel as if it could be kind of deflated energy. So that's the thing I would urge you to do this year is focus on yourself, focus on your money, focus on your own sense of grounding and stability, and not to meddle. Okay, do not meddle in other people's affairs. Okay, coming back to Aries. It's so interesting reading tarot because, especially in this format, because you really do feel, you really pick up a lot of feelings. You know, there's like this whole atmospheric kind of thing. And I can see when people like, oh, I'm done reading your cards. Like, I get it now because it's like, I don't want to dig into that issue. So anyway, high vibes. Aries. Okay, Aries. Okay, so Aries, we have got some some entities, some third-party things that you are like don't need to be a part of. Some ways that Aries needs to kind of like cut free and differentiate themselves for their own greater sense of happiness and success. I think that what I'm seeing again at the bottom of the deck, I'm gonna pull your ace up here. Is that we've got the Four of Swords, someone sitting here in repose, someone sitting here in thoughtful contemplation, someone sitting here in reflection on and negotiation, maybe between different parties, maybe around some family issues where some things need to be worked out and negotiated and discussed. Some things need to be brought up from the past. Okay, when these things are brought, this is what you're entering the year with. When these things are brought up from the past, there's going to be a great sense of power and motivation. Okay. Okay, but Aries is again dissolving, is entering this year dissolving these relationships that are where there are too many cooks in the kitchen, and there are just too many people involved in general, that there are obligations that cannot be fulfilled, that there is a reversal of attitudes and positions, a reversal of direction. Okay, where you may have been moving in a certain direction with certain people and you realize now I need to change direction. You're going to be able to look at groups of people from the outside, and you're going to be able to stand out and look upon something that you've actually been a part of and look at it from an outside point of view. And from that outside point of view, you're going to start to make radical changes. Okay. You're going to really be ready to cut some people off. So this is a little bit of realizing there's an issue, okay, coming from 2018. Realizing that there's some things afoot. Realizing that there's some details that need to be paid attention to. Looking closer at the fine print and looking at who's responsible for what and what people are actually doing in the situation and how they should be held accountable. Moving then from, this, you see this, there's like this stage kind of filtration. I feel like Aries is filtering people out. Okay. And now moving to this area of partnership where we're saying, okay, I'm actually not going to link up with you guys. What I really like about this is like where this guy's looking out, he's like, wow, look at all these possibilities waiting for my ships. But when I see this reverse, as I'm like, this guy's like, wow, someone's been pissing in the pool. Like, I'm not going to jump in that water, Okay, this like this yellow river kind of thing. And, where you're going to be like, wait a minute. I'm not linking up with you. Like, this is not what we're about to do. This is not what I thought it was. I thought this was, this is a great resort, but someone's been pissing in the pool. So even no matter how nice the resort is, if someone's pissing in the pool, it's like you really want to get on that, and I feel like you're not going to want to get into it. And you could change directions quickly. You could cut people off quickly. You could have some very powerful things to say immediately without thinking, and that they can have results and lasting effects. Okay. But I think ultimately is by keeping your eye on the prize of your own success that you're going to be fine. Okay. And I think that's the important thing is thinking about your own success, your children, thinking about your own, what you see that other people don't see, keeping your eyes open, paying attention to what you see that others don't see. And you're going to be able to then kind of step back behind the players, and then you're going to be able to move pieces on a chessboard, okay, in a much more effective way. Okay, so that's what I recommend for you is kind of stepping back from some of these relationships, some of these drama, and finding a way to look from the outside in, and from there reevaluating, and then from there making decisions. And these decisions don't have to be like crazy, it doesn't have to be like crazy dramatic. Like, it may seem like that to people, but keep it in the back of your mind that we're thinking like one of you guys has got to go, or one of these things is not like the other. Like, something about this is not quite right. You can keep that to yourself. And it may seem like it's out of the blue when all of a sudden you start making these changes, but it's not going to be out of the blue. People may think it's out of the blue. It's not going to be out of the blue. It's going to be something that has been planned and sustained and is right on time. Okay. So Aries, you just want to kind of play your chess game. You got to re-strategize and look at your board again. Okay, superstars, here we go. Okay, I'm going to put these back in. Oh, who am I doing? Gemini? Just want to keep it in sequence. Taurus. Let's do some Taurus, then we'll do Gemini. Okay, Gemini's going to be last. I'm going to move on with my day. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for those of you who have liked and shared and subscribed and ring my bell. Thank you for those of you who have emailed me for private readings. Thank you for those of you who have caught me on Instagram for the daily poll. And yeah, I'm just really excited. Okay. This is my dirty kitchen, but it's mine. It's all mine. Okay. Taurus. Okay. Okay, Taurus. Walls, maybe literal walls, maybe construction. Okay, I think some of you guys are looking at your actual property, your house. Some of you may be frustrated with it, and or some of you may be trying to construct it or resurrect something. Okay, I think Taurus is maybe even defending their house or defending their right to live. Not wanting to move from the family. Okay, not wanting to let the family go. Or thinking like, how can I better serve the family? How can I do more for the family? How can I set us up? How can I protect the family more? Okay, you're entering the year with just a lot of quick activity. I think that you're going to really just be busy this year. As the year starts, I think that you're going to have to make a lot of quick changes, maybe even travel. But I think that it will. There may be some element of that, but it's going to die down a bit. Okay, some of that frenetic, kind of like frantic energy is going to die down and kind of dial back a little bit. I think it's going to be where you are still going to have to make some changes and adjustments, but it's just going to be a little bit more measured and a little less like, oh my God, like freaked out. I think it's going to calm down. I think that you're going to be able to kind of have position to negotiate and have some things to say. There could be resistance from you resisting some change, you resisting some arguments, you fighting back, like you pushing back. I feel like there's this element of pushback. I feel like there is a certain coldness, a lack of emotion, a certain like matter of fact quality to what needs to be done this year. And especially in regards to your home. Okay. I feel like someone's going to step to you somehow, like in a negative way. And you're going to be like, whoa, back off. Like, who do you think you are? Da, 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 da. I think that you're going to then step back and have some way to strategize. And I think that you have to be cold about it. I think you've got to be ruthless. And I think that you've got to get the business done and take care of your own needs and your own people and your own interests. And I think that you're going to end in the year with having greater communication. I think maybe even, passionate. You might have the people. You might have people there, or even a plate. Like able to sow your oats, so to speak, like that, like where I feel like you're getting your bed back, or you're getting your room back, or something like that. Like almost like someone's like, hey, you're out of your room, and you're like, wait a minute, and then you've got to like position yourself to negotiate and to keep what's yours. And then you're just going to have a little bit better communication, more respect, and you're going to have space for you to have your friends over, okay, and communicate with people on your own terms in your own space, in your own home. Okay, all right. So now let's check out the. Geminis. I'm getting tired. Hour and a half? All right. Gemini. Oh, okay, tired, y'all. Okay, let's see what Gemini got. All right, y'all. You got to hit me up on those likes. Okay. I'm so tired. I got out of the shower. Don't even have pants on. Sitting here in a bath towel, a shirt I put on out of Odyssey, drinking my tea. All right, Gemini. Soon I'll have people who can timestamp this for me. Okay, no sugar coat. Gemini. Okay, interesting. Okay, again, I'm just fascinated by how this card's playing out. This must be like planetary energies. But okay, Gemini. I'm gonna give you the two. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Okay, so you've got three major arcanas at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so Gemini, you guys are actually leaving 2018 with a lot of influence, a lot of power, a lot of ability to change and affect things. Maybe removing and washing things out that really manifested like a clean out, like this purging, this kind of like flush cleansing, and feeling very good from that. Some of you may actually have had like a cleanse, okay, where you're coming out and you're feeling like just powerful, you're feeling energized, you're feeling buoyant and lighter, fresh, effective, proud of yourself that you're able to get some things done, feeling successful, feeling very balanced, feeling like, your ducks are in a row and your things are in the right spot. You guys are entering the year. You got a double pull here on having a greater sense of focus and moving closer to your own goals and dreams. I think that there have been a lot of clouds have cleared, a lot of things have aligned, and a lot of things have moved out of your way. And now you're going to be able to move directly to some of the stuff that you're very focused on and interested in. I think that some of you may have had a difficult time as you enter this kind of like springtime. Some of you may be actually getting furniture, but or like hand-me-downs, some kind of like gifts. I think that is something just to kind of sustain you, to kind of like band-aid a problem. I think that it's still going to be comfortable, but I think that you are going to really just becoming, it's like a sense of humility, but you're still getting benefits. Like people are having pity on you, people giving you things and blessing you, maybe because they think that, I don't want to say less fortunate, but where you are in need for something, and someone is able to give that to you and then supply you with material things. But I also see once you've got your kind of four square meal sorted out, that you're still going to have offers coming in, offers for expansion, people who are sympathetic to you, people who are sympathetic to your situation, and who are going to help you move into a greater sense of transformation, okay? A greater sense of endings with some of the challenges from the last year. I think that, again, you're another person who's going, who was that other person? Was that Leo, who is going to be entering into 2020 a completely different person, okay? That this is the last year of major transformation. I think that, I really feel like Gemini has been able to get rid of some obstacles and move things out of their way. They've been able to focus. They're going to move toward their goals quickly with fervence and power and passion. I think people are going to then either pick up on that and start to give you more supplies, and give you things that you may need on your way. I feel like there's a big hero's journey coming up. So some people are going to have like dragons to slay kind of thing, but you're going to get tokens and trinkets and amulets and little tools to use along the way. And then you're going to just be confronted with this great death. And I think this is a death of the old self. And I think this is a death of your own inhibitions and fears. I think Gemini is going to come into a place where they're realizing that I'm nobody's weakling. Okay. That you're going to come into this place and realize that the things that you do matter, the things that you say matter, the things that you say manifest, okay, that you're able to make change and difference. I think you're just going to come out of this really feeling, like bossed up, like not afraid, like really feeling as if you can take on challenges and take on the world. And when other people who before were helping you, you're going to realize that even still, even though you're not doing it alone, you're going to realize that it's still you. Like you are still more than capable. You are a conqueror, and you're going to be able to find in yourself this great sense of, how do you put it? Self-esteem. You're going to find your own self-esteem where you're just like, you know what, I'm a pretty cool person and I can handle these things and I can handle these challenges and I can move things. I can move obstacles. I can overcome. Okay. And it's not just going to be you. There's going to definitely be an angelic presence that has been present here. You're going to see a certain level of divinity that's been working with you also, that you're coming out of the year with, especially when we're hitting here with the magician, man. Okay. Like this is some of you pulling in ancestral planetary powers, ancestral. I almost want to say even alien or something like that, Palladian kind of thing. Some of you may be like, some of you are really drawing in some cosmic forces, some otherworldly powers, okay? And this could be from ancestors, it could be from people who have passed on. And these entities are also leaving things for you. So things that you see happening in the physical world are things that are going to also be happening in the spiritual world, okay? So when someone gives you like a blanket, it's also, you're getting something spiritually, like a spiritual gift is also coming. Like, yeah, so you've got a lot of help from friends and spirits. Okay. They're going to help you throughout this year and help you make it through this big change. Okay. Yeah. They're going to be leaving things for you, like blankets and trinkets and items and dilly-bobs and amulets and rings and little magical items that are going to help you get through. Okay. So yeah, you've got a year of adventure actually, and transformation coming up. Yeah. And you're the person for the job. Like you're perfect for, the challenges that are coming up. So don't feel, insecure. Don't hesitate. Okay. Don't feel insecure. Don't feel like, is this for me? Is this for me? Okay. So, again, thank you all so much. This was a blast. It's always a pleasure. Please, subscribe. Please email me if you want a personal reading. Please. I'm really trying to build those up. I actually prefer that to YouTube, to be honest. It's just more accurate, personal readings. Okay. So anyway, have a great new year. Okay, bye. Thanks.